Hi, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we'll finish up the bank that I'm making for my son for Christmas. When I started CNCKing.com in 2022, which is this year, I wanted to make custom banks, and I wanted to make them, in a way that nobody else has ever really made them. And that's what I enjoy about this business specifically. And what I really enjoy about it is when customers say, we want, a bank of whatever. And I can actually make that for them quite easily. In this case here, my son is really into dinosaurs. This year, he's 2.5 years old. So I gave him a S bank, about 12 inches tall. So maybe about this tall. And he filled it up within a month with coins he grabbed all over the house, everywhere. And it's kind of funny because he doesn't know what coins are or what they're used for. He just knows that he likes collecting them. And because his bank is full, now he's filling up other banks in the house. So I figured for Christmas this year, I'll make him a bank that's really, really big so that at least it takes him, maybe the whole year to fill it up. And we'll see where we are at that point then. So it's made up of 2 layers. This is one solid bank. Originally, what I was going to do is actually have pins in the back so that the 2 are actually connected together. Because I was concerned that, especially the T-Rex, as you can see here, it's very easy to, it's not the most stable. But after I made the volcano and I put them side by side like this, the volcano actually gives it a tremendous amount of stability. So as you can see here, the volcano has a flat bottom, as you can see here, and the T-Rex actually has claws. So that's what, in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that. So again, I'm learning how to make custom banks along with everybody else, I guess. And these are some things that I didn't even think about when it came to the design process. And I'm happy I designed this because now I know that, flat bottoms are better than, clawed bottoms. So what happens is Simon will probably fill, he could feed the bank here. And with the volcano, he can just feed it out here. What's nice about both of them is the coins are really heavy. So as he fills it up, they'll get more and more stable, especially the volcano bank, because you have lots of coins on both edges and they'll slowly be filling up. And for Simon, that's perfect because this is against the wall anyways, in the house. But as it fills up, it's just gonna get more and more stable because the center of gravity is down here for everything. So let's take a look at both segments separately. I already did a video of this one here, but let's just do a quick review. So both of them are made out of poplar. The reason why you have a different color, this is like a grayish sort of color or mountain color, and this one here is more of a brownish color, is actually stained. They're both the same wood. It's actually poplar. And I've really grown to enjoy using poplar in the shop. When I originally started at CNCKing.com, I was going to do everything in oak. Then I grabbed some poplar, just for fun and see how it went. And it went really, really well. The nice thing about poplar is it stains incredibly well and it paints really well as well. Because it is, although it is a hardwood, it's a softer hardwood than red oak. Red oak can be very rigid and it doesn't really accept stains very well or paints very well either. At least in my opinion when it comes to this kind of stuff. So here you have the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And what you see here is actually a mirror. So it's a gold mirror. So whenever he fills it up, it's going to fill up with gold reflections. So as you can see here, So I have a couple of layers of stain on this one here because I wanted to get a nice dark brown for it, because I still want these to look like banks. And as he fills it up, it's just going to get heavier and heavier and more stable. And you can see the back here. So here you can see the laminated wood. And it looks really, really nice to me. I really enjoy it. And the back, let's move this over here. The back is the volcano. This is a lot heavier. This is about double the weight of that one, just empty. And I also painted the inside. So it looks a little bit like fire. And again, poplar, same wood species. And here's the back. So it just stains beautifully. Now, the number one question I get from customers is, how do I get, the coins out? You can see there's little screws everywhere. Here as well. So all you do is you unscrew this, and you could just lift it off, take the coins out, and fill it up again to infinity. Now, something I did for the design is, you'll notice that there's a staggering. And that's on purpose, because the screws protrude just a little bit, and I didn't want the screws to get in the way of the dinosaur, because then it couldn't be flush against each other. So you have a screw here and a screw here, but you have none here. That's on purpose because I designed it that way. Here as well, you have a screw here and a screw here. So you have a bit of give this way or this way. But regardless, when you put them together like this, they're totally flush against each other, which gives them a lot of stability right there. So how much does this thing weigh? Just like this here, I think it weighs around 10 pounds. So it's definitely a heavy bank. And again, that's great for kids because it's stable that way. And as they fill with banks, it's going to get a lot heavier. And that's fine with me. The size, it's roughly 22 inches tall and about 25 inches across. Now, of course, I can make them even bigger. There's no real limit as to how big I can make these. They just have to be segmented. So what I mean by that is, let's say you want this T-Rex to be 12 feet tall. Well, getting wood that's that wide and so forth is a little bit more challenging, and also to carry it around. So you could just make it in segments. So you can have like a leg that interlocks, leg that interlocks. You know, you could build the bank that way, and it's just as good as any other bank. You definitely have to increase the thickness. That's another thing I had concerns about. It's great to go tall, but if you don't go any wider, that's where you have the issue, and that's why I made this one two layered like this on purpose, because we have 22 inches, and this is a little bit less than 2 inches and a little bit less than 2 inches. So now you have 4 inches of width, but you have a lot this way and you have a lot this way. So it can be sort of a tipping hazard. So what I always tell customers, and what I do in my own house and my parents' house, that, you know, Simon also has a bank there, is that you want to have this flush against the wall if you're going tall. And again, it's just for safety, because kids will not generally pull on it, they'll push on it. And if it's against the wall, it's flush against the wall, nothing will happen. So what are the steps involved with making something custom like this? Obviously, it's not the cheapest way to make a bank. The bigger the bank, the more wood you need, the more lamination, the more CNC work. You know, I had to flatten, you know, removing this amount of material on the inside is fine, but you can see this one here, it's almost like triple the amount of emptiness that I had to do. So that's more CNC time. Acrylic, again, more acrylic, more everything. So as you go larger, the prices get exponentially higher. So really what you want to do ahead of time is say, well, let's say you want to, let's say a unicorn. You want a unicorn bank, that's fine. roughly what size. I don't know, you can say 30 inches tall, whatever. Now you have to decide, well, how much do I want to spend? Because you might find out that it might be more cost effective to do it in a different way or a different size. Well, with sandboxranch.com, everything's proportional. So this thing here is 22 inches. If you made it 11 inches tall, it would be, you know, a lot cheaper than that size because you're using that much less wood, that much less acrylic, that much less of everything. So after you have a design and we have a budget sorted out, then we just go ahead and make it. Generally, I do production runs every week now. And the reason for that is because it takes a bit of time to get the laminated wood, you know, glued together and solidified. The last thing you want to do is glue some wood together and then throw it on the CNC, and then you make the banks, and then everything just sort of falls apart on you. So you got to make sure everything cures properly. Also, other sort of custom aspects of it you want to do. If you want to go totally custom, that's great. It's easier to contact me on the website, and then we'll just go from there. If you want a standard bank, so to speak, I have a whole library on sandboxranch.com you can pick from there. The nice thing is we do it here in the shop. Every aspect of it is done in the shop, and then after that we ship it right to your door.